live, champ.
We live? Live is
Indeed.
correct. Back where we started at? Back
Yeah.
where we started. I don't know if
Y'all
y'all can
see
see,
us?
but we back. We back, man. I heard you telling Lil Bruh earlier about how accountabilities came apart, and I was telling him when you had left the room, like, man, because he was hell excited, like, bro, I got some ideas now with the whoop. I'm like, man, I feel like the easiest way to get something like this done is doing it with somebody that you trust. You know what I mean? Somebody that you trust, especially in the way that we doing it. It's like I trust that when you checking me, it's because you want me to win. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, accountability partners, man, we back. We beating y'all up today. We going in today. We going in today. Uh, I want to kind of like do a check in, and not even a check in, an update. Cause as soon as on the last one, you was like, bro, you got the new hat, the new sweater with the whoop, and you've also been doing some things. Um, Son on the way.
Definitely.
Um, I know how motivated you is, but I know how much more motivation that didn't added. Um, and like I said, I feel like since we haven't, we need to get on some accolades, and not even accolades, but steps, because we humans, man. That's one thing I want to tell y'all, that we humans, and we working. And I can't wait to be in a big ass studio and like play this episode back, like you know what I mean, like when it gets good. But what I'm getting at is like I want to document and speak on all the struggles, because we mostly speak on the bad and the stuff that we fighting, right? But we can't forget to love on ourselves, for me, and acknowledge that we taking steps, bro. Because especially for us, like I feel like we fighting and fighting for a lot of people that's still down. You know what I mean? So a lot of people cheering us on because they every day they seeing us out, they knowing that they can be out. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I want to definitely highlight real quick before we do anything. Cause I've been seeing you, bro. It's funny because remember I called you, I was like, bro, I've been listening to you for like 2 days straight. Then it turned to 3 days and 4 days, but it was able to do that because you had so many different songs for me to choose from. It wasn't just like two and I just had to like them or I had to not like them. You know what I mean? So it's just like, bro, I like you in this pocket and that pocket, and but the biggest thing to me was like you had got all those songs done. I got Apple Music, bro, and it's like I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So shout out to you, shout out to us, bro, for still moving forward, for being able to be on here and tell people that we going through it and we working on it, and still able to show up for ourselves. I mean, I feel like, keep it real, this is what helps me to show up for myself, because it's like I don't got to carry no shame. Put my shame all right here if I have any. Feel me,
Self-deprecating.
man.
Yeah. Like one thing that I hang my hat on is being thorough, being solid. Everybody like to say they real, so I switch lanes. So with that being said, it's like what I put on social media is just what it is. Like you can call me and ask me about it, and I'm gonna be like yay or nay. But more often than not, it's gonna be a yay. Like that's really what I'm going through, or something roundabout. But I'm not one of them ones that just run to social media. And I say that to say that people see me on there on my stories, you feel me, when I'm at work, when I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, getting ready, you feel me, preparing my BM son to go to work. I mean to go to school. You feel me? So and then I get her up and then I get myself ready to go. You feel me? Like those little things, nah, I don't put that on there, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, that's really not my child. I just choose to love on him like he my child. But that one facet, we multifaceted. So it's like, all right, boom, I got all these for right now. I got 40 plus songs. I just put out 2 mixtapes. I got a job, you feel me, that had a hand in changing my life. You feel me? For the better. And so it's like, man, having the accolades, I used to didn't
Mm.
want them. I run from them, even though I know they actually occurred. But it's like now, like I stand in that because I mean, at the end of the day, I really went through what I went through. But if I was to, which you can attest to, like now I stand here, you feel me? I'm still that same man that went through that, whatever I went through, but now I'm standing here saying that life is good. And why is it good? Because I took the necessary and appropriate steps to make sure that I got to where I am today, along with the help of whether it be advice or actual resource, these multitude of people, no matter the color, whatever, like these people helped me also helped me get to this point. So it's like when I used to think about these accolades, like I can't say this was me, but now I can because it's like at the end of the day, if it wasn't my choice to go actually in search of these things,
Yeah.
because I knew they was there, then it's like I know other people seen my journey. So it's like for them to see, like, it's not no free 2-0. Like, it's not no, man, I can't wait for bruh to get out. Or it's like, bruh really doing his shit. I get so many DMs, so many texts for some people that I don't even remember where I knew them from. But I'm getting these DMs and new follow requests and all that. Like, and it's like, bruh, I really saw you when you was like that. Like, and you don't even come over here. Like, you don't even go to your hood no more. And it just be like, in that alone, that's a victory for me.
Yeah.
Because I was so intertwined, so it's just so deeply ingrained. But like, man, the accolades, man, I came to terms that this is life. You feel me? Whether it's positive or negative, you're gonna see some type of result. And it's like me choosing to, keep stepping in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's one of my biggest accolades.
For sure. And like I'm sitting there listening to you say, like, bro, I got a job that kind of helped to change my life. And I remember both of us looking for jobs, and it was like a any ass job. Like, let me just get something so I could help myself to get from A to B.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So like getting past the point of like the A to B job and just trying to get my feet wet so I could have, snack money is like that definitely feel good. Um, and man, I feel like you're making me want to speak on something that I kind of went through, and I kind of just I was working super hard, but still feeling out of place. I was being acknowledged for working hard, but it was just like I didn't feel good as a good worker. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to put that energy and that enthusiasm somewhere else, and it accidentally became the camera. You know what I mean? Then that goes from, or it didn't went to me like jumping into sports and trying to do pictures and videos with kids and stuff, and now it's like, okay, you want me to film your game? What's your GPA looking like? You know what I mean? Because now I didn't turn myself into a miniature commodity, so it's like, if you want me to be there to get you a couple little hypes and put you on the page or whatever, you got to do your part. You know what I mean? So that's somewhere it gives me like a zone to meet them at.
Just so the people know, Treasure Vision, he'd do it. So are you saying that their GPA is currency?
Man, for real.
Are you saying that?
Right now I'm saying that. I'm saying that. If you got GPA,
message,
I would drive out there to come see you. For me, if you ball and you got GPA, I'll come see you. But if you ball and you ain't got GPA, it's no point because you won't play on the next level.
I just had to get that clear for y'all.
For sure, for sure. That's more incentive. It's a lot of talent everywhere. You know what I mean? We go watch everybody, but I want to reward you if I can. That's like my, not even charity, but my way of trying to like pay it forward is by giving you your coverage. Like you might be at a school that don't get a lot of looks or whatever, but it's like, I'll come see you, you balling, invite me to your game. You ain't got no money like that. What your grades like? You know what I mean? But you ain't finna not have no money and not have no grades. Like that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So if you just struggling, but you're a hard worker, I'm willing to work with you. But it won't be for nothing. You know what I mean? You definitely got to do your part. But and I was just only saying that, because it's just a way for me to kind of have a connection instead of like trying to talk at somebody. I could hook you up with this, you know what I mean? So I could make you a video if you whoop the whoop, you know what I mean? If you're struggling right now, if I see you get this up to a C or whatever, like we can work on something, you know what I mean? But that's one thing, bro. But back to me and you, bro. I feel like we gotta keep doing that because there are, and I was talking to you about this earlier. Like I asked a few people the other day, what's a few things that you like about yourself, or not that you like about yourself. What's a couple things you're good at, and something that you're proud of, right? Bro, and they both only told me like one or two things, and it was hella hard for them to give them to me, right? And then a little bit later, I was like, all right, I want y'all to think. I don't even want y'all to answer me. I want y'all to think about some things y'all want to work on, right? And I gave them like 3-4 seconds. I was like, y'all had a few, huh? And they was like, yeah. I was like, it's not because nothing wrong with y'all. It's just like we know we are so good at being critical of ourselves. You know what I mean? Rather, we are being taught young to not celebrate, you know what I mean, or whatever. But it's like we're better at being hard on ourselves than we are being able to be like, I'm good at this or I'm passionate about that. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm trying to get better at, especially, just in my own life. But when I'm dealing with people is relaying that message. And sometimes, bro, you've been on me about that, bro, or you told me about that a long time ago, where it's like sometimes the delivery can alter the message. You know what I mean? And is the delivery important when you're trying to give the message? And sometimes, bro, depending on who you're talking to, it is. Feel me? So rather the message is genuine and the best intention and all that, like I still know that I got to work on the delivery part. So, I'm trying to get there too.
It's crazy that you went to delivery, because even in one of my songs, and I know I refer to my songs a lot, but I really, like Lil Russell say, life rap. You feel me? But I say in the song that no matter what, right now verbatim, I ain't gonna have it. But literally, we going through what we going through. We have these situations, and it's like whatever person whatever person you got that's really like that you look at as an accountability partner, right? Or no, I ain't gonna even say that. I'm gonna shift a little bit. Let's just say you got like, well, you deal with a lot of kids. You deal with kids on a daily basis, right? And they don't have the grades. How they even on the team? You would think, right? So that means that their talent is showing more. But even though they might not be at this highlighted school, what you say to them to keep them like on that straight and narrow path.
Um, I kind of need you to rephrase
And
it.
I really was gonna stop you too, just for the simple fact, because I was like, I know that just came out of nowhere, but that something just hit me when you feel me when
No,
you
for
had
sure.
said that, something
Rephrase
else
that
just
for me,
hit
bro.
me.
Rephrase that for me.
Now you deal with kids. Now let's just say you got one that don't have the grades.
Hmm.
How is he on the team? In high school you gotta have the grades, so it's like, or on any
So
sports,
are
I
you asking
believe.
me how is he on the team, or I don't get
No,
what you're
I'm
asking me?
just saying like that's one thing that's just we know,
Yeah.
right? He don't have the grades. How is he on the team? So that means his talent is showing more, or something is being shifted to where like his talent showing more than his grades. He know his grades ain't where they at. How do you, as somebody that you work with these kids, how do you get them out of you not your grades? Look at your performance.
Yeah.
How do you keep them, like, how do you help that balance to where, all right, this talent finna match the grades now? How do you get them to that point?
Um, my favorite question, my intro question with anybody, or as far as like with the ones that say they're struggling, I ask them, is the work hard or is it bad time management?
Mm.
and I laugh when they like smile because that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good when they say bad time management because that can be fixed. But if the work is hard, I mean that can be fixed too. But that's a thing. That's a entirely different thing compared to you not trying. You know what I mean? So it sounds like a bad thing, but it's like when somebody tells me like bad time management, I kind of celebrate that. You know what I mean? Because like okay, bro, we can do this. So with that, I'll be like, since you're doing nothing all day, tomorrow we're gonna start with 10 minutes. That's it. That's how I get at everybody, and not necessarily 10 minutes, but I just be like, let's start somewhere. I tell them, let's not do it for mama, let's not do it for the teacher, let's not do it for me. Let's find our time of the day that we like to do what we like to do. Like, you drink coffee?
Yeah.
Do you drink it at a certain time in the morning? Then as soon
I
as you
guess
wake
you
up,
could say
right?
that. Like when I get to work, you can say about 6:20, between 6:20 and 6:30.
But that's your time. You know what
Right.
I mean? So it's like I'm telling them, or I try to explain to them, you got to find your time when you know that that's a thing, and also you got to find your place where you know that that's a thing. I'm not gonna be able to edit pictures at a certain spot. You know what I mean? It's too many people asking me questions, whatever's going on. You know what I mean? It's just like a thing, or even podcasting. Imagine trying to podcast at the family reunion.
Everybody gonna be coming up
They're gonna
to
be
it.
they're gonna be photo bombing and all that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's
trying to
just
get
not the
in it.
setting for that.
Right.
So with them, I try to let them or try to introduce the idea that maybe they're not picking the right times to do their work, and they're not putting themselves in the right spaces to do it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it just depends on what the answer is. And if the answer is the work is hard, then it's like, okay, what are we doing to fix that? As far as like, have we reached out to the teacher? That's one thing I try to bring into perspective for them too. Like, okay, y'all got 30 people in the class. If I'm a teacher, if 5 of y'all failing and ain't none of y'all came to talk to me, I'm assuming that y'all don't care.
Hmm. Yeah.
But if you come and let me know, like, man, I'm kind of like, this shit been whooping my ass. I might throw an extra 2 points on you, even though
Just
you
for
missed,
that.
you know what I mean, on the next test because the effort was there and you already let me know that you didn't understand what the equation meant when it started to have the H2O in it. You know what I mean? But if you coming in there and you got the hoodie on and your head down, the headphones, you barely say what's up, it's like, oh, you know what time it is. We both know that you ain't doing no work and you just continue to walk past me every day. I'm assuming that you don't care. And it's unfair to the 25 that do to keep trying to make you do it. That's how I tell the kids. So it's like I'm not gonna. Every teacher is gonna. I feel like I trust that they're gonna reach out, but I'm not gonna neglect these other 25 because I'm supposed to give you extra attention. You know what I mean? Like that's supposed to come from the house.
Right.
If we start going there, like you know what I mean, it shouldn't be at that point where we at 11%, 15% Fs. Like that is blasphemy. Like your mama know about this? You know what I mean? So that's where I kind of it starts to get deeper for me like that. And one thing I want to say too about this subject is like relationship over instruction. And I believe I said this before. So I
Okay.
mean like when I meet a kid, I'm trying to see what's going on first. I'm not finna ask a nigga about his grades. But as you at home and your mom drunk or your dad beating your ass, like what the hell's going on? Like it might be some shit happening before I can get to try and tell you about school. And then I try to relate to them and let them know, like, hey man, in high school, and I don't know if I told you, ninth grade to 12th grade, I moved 11 times.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Bro, how often is that? Bro, that's like every 3 months,
3 months.
bro.
Yeah, 3 months. Every 3 months, damn man.
I moved 11 times in high school, bro. And it was so real. And it was like such a, and I ain't gonna lie, I loved my teacher. And that's why I think I was able to go back to my school today because they remember me. But I used to go to them and be like, man, I'm moving this week. I ain't doing shit. So I'm finna sit here and write these raps. And when I get out of school, I'm finna go do what I gotta do because we gotta help and whoop the whoop. But that was, they already knew. You know what I mean? By the junior into sophomore year, it was like, you know what I mean? It was just a understanding. But I respected them and I appreciated them for letting me be in my space when that was going on. It wasn't an excuse. And I think they loved me enough to push me once, it came down to graduation because they made sure that I graduated. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say, like, there is like times, bro, where it's like, it's tough. You know what I mean? But we still got to be able and wanting to get, to the next step. I mean, but I'm always like that, bro. It's like I want to see where you at first before I get to trying to get on your top. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If you was to drop off your son, because it's your son, I'm on him. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you my people, for me. So I ain't gonna lie. The kids that come to the program that's like that, I ain't gonna lie. I be on them. Like, bro, come on, man. Don't, I will. you know?
And let me throw this out there, because I know that you probably like, damn, that did kind of come out of left field. It kind of did, because you was hitting on something, but then something you said hit me, and the reason why it hit me because it's my nephew. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I start thinking about my nephew, and I'm like, and then you touched on it even more by saying, like, is the work hard, or is it time management?
Yeah, if you're on TikTok 3 hours, bro, it's
And that's where, like, it hit more with me. You feel me? And I'm like, but well, that's when you start going. But it hit me because I'm like, damn, okay, my nephew. I'm not saying he don't got the grades. He barely got the grades. By the way, you feel me? He barely got the grades. But he go crazy, man. Like, he go to CSM, College of San Mateo, right? He go there now. He's enrolled. He's one of them. He you can't teach size. You feel what I'm saying? He's 6'5", 240, 250, and he's 17 going on 18. You feel me? So his size, his talent spoke already. He barely passing. You get what I'm saying? But with him, the work is not hard. The work is because they already coddling you to a certain extent. You feel me? But his time management is horrible. And so the reason why I said that is because you know how I am and how I bring stuff to him, or how I bring stuff to people when I feel strongly about it.
for sure. I'm the same way.
It's like, I know that you're not dumb. I know that you can do the work. We don't even got to talk about the athletic ability. That's God given. We know about that already. So it's like, when I come to him, it's like, I don't want to talk about this because we know you good at that already. You're on the road to being great. But this right here is going to prevent you from getting over here if it keeps going down. So it's like, I know that because this is my nephew, I'm not finna come at him soft. I'm not finna give it to him how he wants to hear it. That's the reason why we was on this topic, but that hit me so hard in my head, and I was like, damn, it threw me off. I'm like, man, I need to talk about this, because I genuinely want to know
how to do it,
how to
deliver
you feel me? Because I don't really deal with kids on a daily basis. Like, I'm at work at 6:30, and I might get off at 6:30.
And we are not the best when we feel strongly about something.
And so that's where, like, feel me, I was like, because I was threw off, but it was like I was on that. So it was like, I really did want to know. Like, I was curious as hell, because I'm like, man, my next route is dealing with the youth. You feel me? Like, that's my mentor. He, not saying that he's pushing me, but he pushing me in that he been pushing me in that direction when I didn't even know I wanted to go in that direction. Feel me? Because I still was that youth, even though I was 18 plus. But it's like he kind of like, along with Malcolm X, and I could keep on going as far as like
I want to say something, bro. I want to say something to add to that. I feel like he was pushing you like that young, because like when you watching your little cousin, and when you watching like your little ones, like, it's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? And you're going to act a certain kind of way when you got them, right? But imagine you at 18, 19, I don't care what you got going on in the streets. Knowing your heart, imagine you with a pack of 14-year-old, 15-year-olds. Like, you're going to be taking them and leading them in a way that you are trying to lead now. He was just trying to accelerate the process. You know what I mean? You already been having leadership qualities for me, but he was trying to accelerate the process by having you in that position. Because I feel like that, bro. Working where I work, it's like, bro, I can't be a clown doing what I'm doing.
And you can't be talking something and walking this. Like you trying to tell me this, but you over there doing that.
You know what I mean? So it's
I'm not
like
finna listen to you,
I work
dude.
here on purpose because it keeps me straight. You know what I mean? It's like the not that I feel like I need it, but it adds to me. You know what I mean? Having that devil and angel on the shoulder thing, but it's like I got the angel thing right here all day because I'm here. You know what I mean? But I do it on purpose. For me, so it's like I feel like that is the biggest reason for me, at least for me, where it's like, yeah, I'm giving back or whatever, but at the same time, it's keeping me conscious. Having them around me, I know I got to lead a certain way. I know I got to speak a certain way. When I talk about females, even if I don't care about her, I got to talk about her a certain way and disregard the relationship in a certain way. I can't just be like she wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, because at the end of the day, these little dudes might be dating my daughter, might be dating my niece or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, just having that conversation and having to think about, man, what if you date my little niece in a little bit? It's making me want to talk to them different instead of saying like, what we would usually say. Feel me? So it's powerful, bro. It's powerful, bro. And I think he did that on purpose, bro. I know he did. I know he did, bro, because I felt like my mentor did it with me. And I don't think he like was trying to put me around the kids, but I was like, man, I think he seen that it was working. And it was like, man, now you starting to take pride. Like he know that it makes me feel good about what I do. You know what I mean? Even if I ain't making no money. So it's like, um, that's the ultimate goal, bro. To be able to do this, like, and love what we doing, bro, but like be able to celebrate our people and take care of our people. You know what I mean? Like, what they say, not I'll lead you water, I can't make you drink. But like don't give me fish, teach me how to fish.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was trying to tell you to go teach some dudes how to fish. You know what I mean? And just like he just wanted you to start young. And I mean, we here now. We here now. We're gonna run with it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even cap. Like when you say run with it, it's like we had another pod where we was talking about it. Like, man, would you, if you had the chance, like say something to the young niggas or whatever? I'm like, man, like it be feeling like I don't be wanting to waste my breath. I'm gonna do it because that's my duty. I feel like that's my duty because of what you know you owe. But it be like, and this another conversation that I just had with somebody. Like, we don't want to talk to them, and they don't want to listen to us. What are we supposed to do? We supposed to force ourselves on them. Why? Because we doing what they mamas will do. They mamas will say something, then get the, and then they'll be like, whatever, I'll leave it for your daddy. Feel me? So it's like we just perpetuating that same cycle if we don't say. That's how I look at it now. You feel me? Like if I don't say, you don't got no daddy. Your daddy dead or in jail. You feel me? You running your mama or your granny or something. So I feel like now it's up to us whether they like it or not. You feel me? Like if you're gonna be over here, like this is what it is. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like now I feel like it's more of a duty because he didn't ingrain him and amongst other people didn't ingrain that into me. Like feel me? What you know you owe. Like, and I know a lot because these books, like once I got introduced to books, it was like it was over. You know, of course it started out with urban novels and all that, but then I went away from that because I mean we live that. So the knowledge, that right there is like along with the fierce capabilities that we have. You feel me? The fearless capabilities that we have. You feel, like I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have been thinking that I can think about something that I thought I was lacking in and then go attack it. I didn't really, I heard it for so many years, but I didn't think it was real. Now I be looking at stuff like I wish somebody would tell me I can't do something.
Make me want to do it even more.
I'm gonna go do it harder. And I'm gonna attack it like with a passion that you probably haven't seen before because you already just said I can't do it. I'm coming into it thinking I can do it. You're saying that I can't. Oh, I'm finna dust you off. You sick. But I say all that to say, like, he put that in me, and it was just, ever since then, like, now it's just his influence and him amongst other people pushing that. It's like, man, like I'm going to say something to them whether they like it or not, just because I feel like that's my duty. Now I feel like that's my duty. So now it's not gonna be like I told you before, like, oh, I don't be feeling like wasting my breath. Now I don't care. Cause I mean at the end of the day, when I'm just breathing over here, rapping to myself or contemplating to myself, that's breath I'm wasting, right? Feel me? Why not waste it in that way? If we gotta call it anything, why not waste it that way? You feel me? So
For sure.
yeah, just I be on some other now. Like I'm gonna say something.
I mean, and the biggest thing from that is, like you say, pay it forward. What you owe, you know. You know what I mean? Or what you know you owe. You know what I mean? And that's the main reason why you got to sit there and just, as you call it, if we're going to call it anything, wasting our breath. You know what I mean? Because um, just because I don't respond right away don't mean I don't hear you.
Mm.
And I'm speaking for the 15-year-old me.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You been hitting me all day, bro.
Let's go. It's accountability partners.
When y'all hear me say,
it's accountability partners.
When you hear me say, that's cause like he I don't.
It's a bro. I've been
I ain't
on
gonna
one.
say he don't talk like this normally, but it's like
I've been
like,
on one, bro.
When you hit a point, it's like ding, and I'll be like, like, you know what I mean? It's one of them, like, so my bad. But yeah, man, when y'all hear that
Bruh,
from me,
you've been on one, but we've been on one. I told you earlier, we getting good at this. But I'm not playing. We ain't playing, bro. We ain't playing, bro. I had a couple earlier, but I kept myself together. For me, this accountability partners. Ain't finna be no playing over here. If you want to come sit down right here, be ready. Be ready. If you say some weird shit, I'm gonna call you on it. What about you?
That's another reason why, really, just so y'all know, like, our audience, why we have plans, for guests to come on and all that, but like we really just wanted to start this off organic, us two really being accountable to each other and y'all seeing that. And like, it's just different once you introduce somebody to something. Like we want to have it together. Not saying that we don't got it together, you feel me? But with starting anything, it's gonna be bumps in the road, you feel me? Your start, stops, whatever. But right now, mentally where he's at, mentally where I'm at, just this is like some good stuff. Like for real, I ain't just saying that like to hype it or nothing. Like this really what it is, cause like I'm growing, I'm still growing. He's still growing. We nowhere near finished. So it's like us coming here and having a thought process and the heart that we got to really come here and unpack a lot of shit that people don't talk about or don't want to talk about. Like, man, that's major. And so that's why I'm like, man, little moments like these, you feel me, and like topics and just pods like this is what's, whether they say it or not, they might be going into their sleep thinking about this specific thing, you feel me, and not even say nothing to nobody until it's, as you say, popular or cool.
No, bro. My dream, I'm gonna manifest this right now too, cause I've been actually pushing this, bro, with the kids, everybody. I want everybody to like be pushing accountability partners, not the podcast,
just period,
the movement.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I got a lot of people that I'm saying that wrong. I got a few people that I talk to. About like getting my mind right, or when I'm trying to get my mind right. But when I'm sitting with you, it's a lot different, bro, because only one of them people that I could possibly think of can slightly understand what me and you have went through together. So, and that's one thing that we got to have dinner, have a whole episode on that one of these days for me, just on when we met, and I'm not gonna say we were struggling, but we wasn't where we is now. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we look at each other with the admiration we do. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I look at you the way I look at you, bro, because I know where you came from. And that's why it's so important for me to keep highlighting it to you, for me. Because I feel like for the average person, what we doing is a whatever. It's a Tuesday. For us, it's like, man, it's turning a corner. Because I be hearing from some dudes that be like, damn, bro, like, you never went back down. Like, yeah, I ain't. And I ain't. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's bittersweet because it lets you know that that's what we're all kind of like used to and seeing and whatever. You know what I mean? So having an accountability partner is going to be the thing I believe that's going to help get at least the hoods right. You know what I mean? And get our people right because we starting to look left and right and everybody sharpening each other. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, bro, as we get to do this, we're going to start doing it with other people and it's just going to branch off. You know what I mean? But that's my dream for this is like everybody having an accountability partner. You might have one for your diet. You might have one for your work ethic. You might have one for working on your entrepreneur stuff. You know what I mean? You could go wherever you want, but I feel like accountability partners are going to take over. You know what I mean? We got to make this a thing.
And I was finna say too, like the crazy part about that is, like, of course, we would want everybody to be pushing accountability partners, you feel me, the podcast. But it's bigger than that. And like, we didn't know that. Well, I'm gonna say I didn't know that at first, you feel me? Like, all right, we finna just start a whole ass movement. Like, no. Like, this is just something that was cathartic for me. And I just felt like, oh, if I talk about, feel me, like my struggles or.
How much better do you feel after our podcast, bro?
I tell you, already know. I always feel better because at the end of the
bro.
day,
like
these thoughts and feelings, you feel me, that I probably didn't have bottled up because not saying I didn't feel safe, but I probably didn't feel safe in that moment if and when somebody had that time for me to open up. I probably wasn't ready to open up in that moment. Feel me? Because I probably was still processing, but more often than not, I process right after something happened. Because I'm not about to let it linger. Because I'm not about to turn a bad moment into a bad day. Feel me? And I learned that from Deion. You feel me? Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. But yeah, it's just like, man, I'm not like this right here. This helped me every time, every single time. When I leave from here, I promise you, I can call my baby mama on FaceTime. I'm always excited. I always tell her, man, we had a good ass pod. Like, I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing for the cameras, like, or the fake feeling it for the camera. I don't do none of that. This is 100%. I promise you, I'll call my baby mama right now on FaceTime and she'll tell you.
Yeah.
Every time. I'll be like, man, bro, he said this, woo, woo. And then when you send me the clips, I'll be like, she's right there with me. And I'll be like, look. You feel me? Like, bro, every time I leave, because it touched on something that I didn't know I probably needed, but then I got and I was fulfilled. So when I left, I'm good. Like, I slept good that night. I probably started contemplating about something that I want to do that I can implement. Like, man, every time I leave here, I'm always good. Every time.
Appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you more, man.
Accountability partners finna take over. Y'all don't want no problems with us. We the real podcasters.
We don't say movement lightly.
Hey, let them water down. We ain't going to get the trending topics on who pregnant and what's going on Love and Hip Hop. This real life. I mean, these real stories. And we really on the way, man. I know y'all see the progress.
Definitely.
I know y'all see it. I know y'all feel it. So I'm excited, man. And we're going to be back for another one soon.
Real soon.
Yeah! Let's go! I can't wait to be in a battle with Gilly and them.
Look, the cold part about
We're finna be in a battle with Gilly and them.
The cold part about it, they not